Hey guys, welcome to another top list. Welcome to my top 20 favorite anime. A long time ago, years and years ago, when I first started on YouTube, I did my top 10 favorite animes of all time. Did that video with my sister actually. And a lot of animes that I set on the list are still in my favorites, but lots have changed. Animes I've watched throughout the years have made it better on the top 10 list, and I want to explore more and make it a top 20 list. So I wanted to make a list of the top 20 of my personal favorite animes. There's still a lot of anime I have to watch. Just sadly, as I haven't got into every anime yet, and it sucks because there's a lot of great animes out there, from what I heard. But these are just my personal favorites. So don't judge too much. Okay, let's start this off, shall we? Coming at number 20 is Inuyasha. Inuyasha is an anime I grew up with. It's just a great like kind of shonen action fantasy story. It's about a young girl who falls down a well, and goes back in time like 1500 years, where she meets a half demon named Inuyasha, and together they have to find all the shards of the Shikon jewel so they can end the head demon Naraku's reign. And on their side, they have a demon slayer named Sango and a monk named Miroku who has a wind tunnel in his hand that's slowly killing him. They meet other colorful characters. Kagome herself is the reincarnation of a woman Inuyasha once loved. The story is like an action adventure anime, but also a love story between Inuyasha and Kagome. The show is very long, and there's a lot of filler, but it's a show that I always grew up with, and I've always held so much dear in my heart. I just love these characters, especially Miroku, this like perverted monk who's slowly dying by the curse that he has by his hand, and his hand is cursed that he like constantly gropes women with the hand, and it's really funny stuff. It's a great anime. It's just something that I've always loved and just grew up with, and it's not an anime for everyone, but I love it. So yeah. Coming at number 19 is Charlotte. Charlotte is a great anime that came out in 2015. This is an anime that's always just stuck with me. It's a great anime about these young adults who have like these special unique gifts and powers, and then this like character named Yue who has like these gifts that can possibly like save the world or destroy it. Will he use his gift for good or destruction? It's a fantastic anime with a great ending, with a great emotionality, great music, beautiful animation. This is an anime I watched back in 2015. I really needed to rewatch it again, but it's always just stuck with me. And just, again, I love it. Coming in number 18 is a great coming of age story called Kids on the Slope. Kids on the Slope is actually created by Shinichi Watanabe, the guy who did my favorite anime, which I won't spoil, but he also did Samurai Champloo, Space Danny, and Terror on Resonance, and the movie The Animatrix. Love me some Matrix. Kids on the Slope is a great movie about teenagers starting a jazz band, and one is like a nerdy guy who's socially awkward, doesn't talk to people, and one guy is labeled as a tough guy and a bully. But the two of them bound together with this friendship, and they bond off of their love of music and jazz. And they also bond on a mutual friendship they have with a woman and stuff. It's a really great story, and the character Sentaro is probably my top 10 favorite anime characters of all time. Fucking love this guy. But yeah, great coming of age story. Just beautiful story. Alright, number 17 is Your Lie in April. This is another story about music. This is about a young boy falling in love with a girl named, I think her name is April, and she is slowly dying, but he wants to play this, like music competition with her before she passes away. And it's sort of like a love triangle and stuff, but it's also about the contestants he's going up against in this competition and how their obsession of music has almost jeopardized their life or saved their life. Really great story, a very beautiful love story, a very tragic ending, but also has such beautiful music. The music in this anime is just so delightful and just so... it warms my heart. It breaks my heart, but warms my heart, this anime. And just, It's always something it's an anime I watch every couple of years, and I always just really enjoy it. Number 16 is an anime I really need a season 2 for, and that's Death Parade. Death Parade is so fucking awesome and so out there, and I love it. Death Parade is literally about purgatory. It's different stories each episode, and it's about two people going into this purgatory, and they play a game called the Death Parade. And how they play the game, decides their fate. Either they go to hell, or they go back to Earth and get reincarnated. So each episode is about two different characters, some evil, some really good characters. And the only recurring characters are basically these sort of shinigamis. They're like spirits of the purgatory world of Death Parade, and they are there to run the game of Death Parade and stuff. And holy shit, some of the episodes, like, each episode is about these two new characters and talks a lot about their backstories and what they did and how they died and what they did in their past lives and how evil, cynical they are, or how good and pure they are. It is such a dark, raw anime that I fucking loved. I've watched this anime 3 times. I'm still sad that there is no season 2. Come on, guys, get a hashtag season 2 Death Parade. All right, coming in number 15 is Eden of the East. Eden of the East is such a great sci-fi, clever anime. This is just right up my alley. What the fuck's the main guy's name? Takazawi? I forget his name. Basically, it's about this young man whose memory is completely lost. He has no idea what happened, and he basically has this phone called Joyce, and she grants him anything he wants. And basically, he's in this game of power. There's a bunch of people all around Japan, and they have this unlimited supply of money and resources, and they're trying to make the best of their world that they're trying to create, but also wipe out all the other people who have this money. And basically, best man standing. And Takazawa, I think his name is, he's trying to use his money for good. And he meets this young girl who's trying to help him out and try to get his memory back. And he's finding out that he's the one that wiped his own memory, but why? Why did he wipe his own memory? And what is really going on? And how is this all going on? And who's running all of this? And it's a great conspiracy sci-fi anime that has great ideas, great writing, great characters. Definitely check this one out if you haven't seen it. Number 14 is a great comedy one called Korokos Basketball. So Korokos Basketball, or I call it Kuroko no Basket, is the Japanese version. Korokos Basketball is such a great anime. It's just a great comedy about two guys and their love of basketball and wanting to make the basketball tournament. I've only watched a couple of sports animes. I've watched Yuri on Ice. I've watched Korokos Basketball. And I've watched, what's it called, Slam Dunk. All good, but Korokos Basketball is the one that always I enjoyed the most and stuff. And I was tempted to put Food Wars. The Food Wars almost made my top 20, but since I have not quite finished it, I can't quite do it. But Korokos Basketball is only about 30 or 40 episodes. Definitely check this one out. You're in for some really good laughs. Number 12 is Steins Gate. This one I was late to the party. I watched Steins Gate about 3 years ago. Everyone told me... number 13 Steins Gate. Did I say 13 or 12? Anyways, whatever. I lost track of thought. Okay, anyways, Steins Gate is a great anime. It's a fantastic time-traveling anime about a guy, a scientist, uses this microwave to travel through time to change points in time of his life. But every time he changes it, things happen, like the butterfly effect. This is a great dark comedy, but also a fantastic character study and a great science fiction anime. Will not dare spoil the ending, but holy shit, this anime ends brilliantly. And again, just smart, brilliant writing and great. The lead character, one of my favorite protagonists in an anime. Yeah, Steins Gate, fantastic. Number 12 is Angel Beats. Angel Beats is from the creators of Charlotte. This one is the best. This is another one about a bunch of teenagers who are stuck in like a purgatory, and basically it's just them surviving in this high school, which is like either a heaven or hell and stuff. And it's about this guy named Otanashi, and he has no idea why he's there, and all these people who are like these guardians that run the school, and basically they're there to stay there forever. They want to stay in purgatory forever. But it's up to Otanashi and a girl named Angel to guide everyone's souls back to Earth for reincarnation. Kind of like Death Parade, but more of a happier and emotional. Death Parade's more darker and violent. This one is a lot more emotional and touching and just more upbeat. And I like it more than Death Parade, but still just as amazing. Number 11 is Psychopath. Psychopath is so fucking good. This is what I feel like if they made a Blade Runner anime. This is very heavily inspired by Blade Runner and Philip K. Dick. The character Makishima is very much Roy Batty. It's a great fucking anime. It's about these detectives who basically have these devices to, scam people's insanity. And if they read people's insanities off the charts, they put them away in like a prison system. The system was created so they can catch like serial killers and violent people before they commit these violent crimes and stuff. But there's also like flaws within the system and the decisions of why people make these horrible choices. Psychopath just tackles so many brilliant ideas, and it's definitely one of the most smartest animes I've ever watched. Great characters, great world building, and again, fantastic ideas and great writing. Psychopath's one of the best. All right, top 10. Number 10, Wolf's Rain. Wolf's Rain is one of the animes that have made me bawl my fucking eyes out. Holy shit, is this anime fucking sad. It is about 4 wolves trying to find paradise. Paradise is almost like a heaven and stuff. They live in this post-apocalyptic world where everyone's killing each other and trying to survive to get food and shelter. And these 4 wolves just want to find a heaven, a paradise that is off this earth. And the 4 of them go on a journey to find that. And then there's a villain, what the fuck's the villain's name? Darshian, who is stopping them because he thinks if they open paradise, it ends the world for good. Great anime, amazing characters, beautiful music, and this is an anime that will rip your fucking heart out. Holy shit, is it sad. But it's one of the best. Number 9 is Death Note. Everyone knows Death Note. You know anime, you know Death Note. It's a great murder mystery cat and mouse game. Light Yagami and L. This duo is amazing. I really hate what happens halfway through the show, but still an amazing show. Everyone knows Death Note. Don't need to talk about it. Number 8, Noragami. Noragami is one I fucking love. This is a great one because it's like a horror, comedy, action, fantasy, romance, drama. It's got like every fucking genre in there, and it's great. Yaku, the main character, Yato is amazing. I love him. And his relationship with Yukine, love it so much. They're just so fucking fun to watch. And then the girl who constantly, like, her soul comes out of her body, her body constantly falls down. That is probably the funniest shit in this entire show, is this girl's soul constantly leaving her body. Her dead corpse is always, like, on the ground. It's so fucked up. It's so funny. I love this show. I love the animation. I love these characters. It's 2 seasons. I'd love to have a season 3. I love it. Love it so much. Anyways, number 7 is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched Fullmetal Alchemist halfway through. I thought it was just okay. I'm like, this anime is not for me. People told me to watch Brotherhood because they said Brotherhood is how you properly watch it. It's the manga literally on the fucking television. I watched Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, blown away. Fantastic. Great story. Amazing. Oh, the characters. Edward, Alphonse, Winry, Mustang, Armstrong, Hughes, Envy. What a great villain. The fucking characters in this show is amazing. It's funny. It's dark. It's brutal. It's heartwarming. It's heartbreaking. It's stellar animation. Great action. Amazing. Everything you want in anime is in Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, so Go watch it. Number 6, the most underrated anime I've ever seen. No one ever talks about this because I don't think anyone has ever fucking seen it, and that is Phantom Requiem for the Phantom. Requiem for the Phantom is a phenomenal anime about these two assassins who had their memories wiped, and they're basically used by this corporation to assassinate people. And they don't want to kill people, but they are forced to kill people. And they're called phantoms. They wear these like phantom masks and stuff. And the two of them spawn this friendship, and they want to find out who they are as people, where did they come from, and how they can escape this corporation and not murder people anymore. It's a great story with great characters, and probably one of the most darkest endings to a fucking anime. Just so fucking good. Check it out. It's a fantastic anime. Number 5, I'm just cheating. Dragon Ball series, the whole Dragon Ball series. I'll go Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Fuck, I'll go GT. That's not that great. The whole series is just my childhood and just my love for these characters. I've been a Dragon Ball fan almost my whole life. Since I've been 6 years old, I've watched the Dragon Ball series. And I still to this day watch it. And anytime there's a new movie that comes out, I'm there watching it. So I could put it as number 1, but number 1 will always be my number 1. And I just think these other ones are just better and more like tightly written and just tightly crafted animes. But Dragon Ball is probably the most nostalgic and probably I have the most love for because it's been in my life most of my life. But these other 4 animes, I just think they're better. Just personally. But Dragon Ball series, fucking love it. Number 4, Code Geass. Code Geass for me is almost a perfect anime with a perfect character. Lelouch is probably one of my all-time favorite anime characters. Him, Spike, and Roy Mustang are my 3 favorite anime characters. Lelouch, Roy Mustang, and Spike Spiegel. 3 favorite anime characters, easily. Fucking love this. This is a great anime about like real life society, about rich and poor, and about this man who grew up in a rich society, but he basically starts this organization, almost a terrorist organization, to take down the rich people so the poor can live. And he takes these mechs and stuff and basically has this alternate identity as Zero, and this man who everyone calls this bad man who wants to destroy all of Britannia, but no, he's there to save it. And it's a fantastic anime with a great ending. And Lelouch, one of the most brilliant characters ever written, easily. Number 3, Demon Slayer. Some Demon Slayer, man. This is the greatest action anime I've ever watched in my life. Easily. Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. Inuyasha. Love Inuyasha. I love my number 1. I love so much action animes. Even Bleach has his moments. Attack on Titan and shit like that. But Demon Slayer is the best action I've ever seen in my entire life in an anime. Easily. Fucking amazing. Great characters. Amazing. Holy shit. Every time I look at mice, I just think of muscled mice now. Brilliant main character with his sister, who's probably the most unintentionally funniest character in any anime, with their fucking mouth shut. Some of the most beautiful animation I've ever seen, too, in an anime. And the animation in this show is fucking groundbreaking. If you haven't watched Demon Slayer yet, then I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Go fucking watch it. It's amazing. Number 2. I so badly wanted to put number 2 and number 1, but number 1 will always be my number 1, but number 2 almost beats it out. It is so fucking neck and neck with my number 1. Number 2 is Erased. Erased is one of the best stories I've ever watched in an anime, or even a television show. What a fucking great story. This is a story about a young man, who travels back in time 15 years ago where a young girl was murdered. And because he's traveled back in time, he thinks his younger self can stop the murder of this young girl. But if he stops the murder of this young girl, another murder victim will then appear itself. And he himself might be that next murder victim. What a fucking great anime. Great murder mystery. Great character study. fantastic lead character, interesting concept with the time traveling and stuff. This anime is dark, brutal, and has one of my favorite endings to an anime. 10 out of 10. Perfect. But it's not number one. Because you all know what number one it is. Number one will always be Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop has always been my number one. Action, characters, story. I love it. So good. It's everything that I want in an anime. The animation's so good. The action is so good. The four lead characters, Spike, Jet, Faye, Edward, fucking love them. The villain's vicious. Great villain. The episodes, iconic. The soundtrack, one of the best soundtracks ever to an anime. The style, brilliant. Just, it's timeless. It's the anime I've watched the most, and it will never, ever date for me, or it will never be tiresome for me. I will always be a hardcore Cowboy Bebop fan. And yes, the live action remake was shit. So yeah, nothing's changed. Number one favorite. So yeah, thank you all for watching. This is my top 20, my personal favorite animes of all time. Let me know in the comments below what are your favorites. Top 10s, top 5s, top 100s. Give me your favorite animes of all time. Personal lists. It's not about objectivity. It's about subjectivity. I should take my mic. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.